For the Bellringer, we have negative 7 times 6 right next to each other, so times. 7 times 6 is 42, and we have one of each here, a positive and a negative. Different signs means my answer is negative when we are doing multiplication and division. For number 2, 1 times 10 is 10, and a negative times a negative, same sign, so it's just positive 10. Number 3, negative 72 divided by negative 9. 72 divided by 9 is 8. Same sign, so a positive 8. And number 4, negative 24 divided by 3. Well, 24 divided by 3 is 8. But this time I have different signs, a negative and a positive. So my answer is negative. So for today, now that we're at the end of the chapter, we're going to be doing the chapter review. To get the most out of this chapter review, turn right now to page 35, and you'll be doing page 35, 36, and 37 in your textbook. Go through and do the problems, where it says the problems here. And so problems 1 through 29. Do those on your own, and then watch the remainder of this video as I walk through the problems with you. But you should be doing them on your own first. Awesome. All right, well, we've come to the end of chapter 1, which means it's time for a test. So we'll be taking this test, and here is the review. When you're looking in your book, this starts on page 35. It goes from section to section. It talks about what was in each section, gives you a quick review, and then a couple of problems that you can make sure you understand the concept that was taught then. So you should be able to read through this review, and I'll go through these problems, giving you the answer and kind of talking through them. So as you watch this video, you're getting a quick review for the test that we'll take in the next class. So find the absolute value. The absolute value of 3 is 3. The absolute value of negative 9 is 9. The absolute value of negative 17 is 17. And the absolute value of 8 is 8. All of the absolute values were positive, notice, because you could not have a negative absolute value. The elevation of Death Valley, California is negative 282 feet. The Mississippi River in Illinois has an elevation of 279 feet. Which is closer to sea level? Well, sea level is 0 feet. So this negative 282 feet is the absolute value, 282 feet away from sea level. This 279 feet, its absolute value is 279, and that would make it closer by only 3 feet, but still closer to sea level. So the answer is Mississippi River in Illinois. So moving on to adding integers. Remember, when we add integers, remember the rule. If it's the same sign, we add and keep the sign. And if it's different signs, we subtract the numbers and we keep the sign of whichever number had a bigger absolute value. So let's look at number 6. It says negative 16 plus negative 11. Same sign. So we add the numbers 16 and 11 and get 27, and we keep the sign, negative. So negative 27. For number 7, we have negative 15 plus 5. This time, different signs, a negative and a positive. So we subtract the numbers. 15 take away 5 is 10, and we keep the sign of whichever number part is bigger. In this case, the 15, so it's negative. Negative 10 for number 7. For number 8, 100 plus negative 75, different signs. So we're going to subtract the numbers to get 25. And this time we'll keep it positive because the 100 has the larger absolute value. So positive 25. And then finally on this page we have negative 32 plus negative 2. Same sign. So we're going to add the number parts to get 34. And we're going to keep the sign. Negative. So negative 34. The next section was subtracting integers, which we treated much like adding integers. Remember, we looked at this problem, 7 minus 19, as a positive 7 combined with a negative 19. So we would say different signs, so we subtract the numbers to get 12, and we keep it negative because the 19 was the bigger number part. So negative 12, which is what they got. For this problem, remember when we see two minuses next to each other like this, we make it a big plus. And this problem becomes now negative 6 plus 10. Different signs, so we subtract the numbers to get 4, and we keep it positive for the 10. Positive 4. Let's look at their problems here. 8 minus 18. Well, what we're really doing is combining an 8 and a negative 18. Different signs, so we subtract, we get 10, and we keep it negative because the negative number part was bigger. So negative 10. Here, we have to remember to make these a big plus. So this becomes negative 16 plus 5. Different signs, so we subtract the number parts to get 11, and we keep it negative because the negative 16 had the larger absolute value, negative 11. Number 12, negative 18 minus 7. Well, we're combining a negative 18 and a negative 7. Same signs, so we add and keep, giving us negative 25. We turn this into a big plus. The problem is now negative 12 plus 27. Different signs, so we subtract, and we keep the sign of the positive because the positive plus 27 is bigger than the negative 12. So the answer here is positive 15. Your score on a game show is negative 300. You answer the final question incorrectly, so you lose 400 points. What is your final score? Well, you were already at minus 300, and we just took away another 400. So we're combining a minus 300 and a minus 400. Same signs, so we add and keep, giving us a negative 700 points. And you should probably not play that game show as you are horrible at it. Multiplying integers was nice and simple. We multiply as usual, and then we follow the sign rule. Same sign, positive, different sign, negative. Here's negative 7 times negative 9. 7 times 9 is 63. Same sign, so it's positive 63. And here, negative 6 times 14, different sign, so our answer will be negative. 6 times 14 is 84, negative 84. Let's look at their problems here. 8 times 6 is 48, different signs, negative, so negative 48. 10 times 7 is 70, different signs, negative, so negative 70. 3 times 6 is 18, same sign, so it's positive, positive 18. 12 times 5 is 60, different signs, so it's a negative 60. Dividing integers was nearly as easy. Same rule, we divide as normal, so 30 divided by 10 is 3. Different signs, negative, so negative 3. Here, negative 72 divided by negative 9. Well, 72 divided by 9 is 8. This time, same signs. Same sign, positive. So positive 8. Here are some problems they gave us. 18 divided by 9 is 2. Different signs, so it's a negative 2. 42 divided by 6 is 7. Same signs, so it's a positive 7. 30 divided by 6 is 5. Different signs, so it's a negative 5. 84 divided by 7 is 12. Different signs, so it's a negative 12. For these problems here, you do have to substitute in. So instead of z divided by x, you could write on your paper negative 6 divided by 3. It tells you what the values are right here. Negative 6 divided by 3 is going to give you a negative 2. For 24, this would become, instead of x times y on the top, it would be 3 times negative 4 on the top with a negative 6 on the bottom. You would do the top first, 3 times negative 4 to get negative 12, and negative 12 divided by negative 6 is going to give you a positive 2. So the answer to number 24 is positive 2. For number 25, z would be negative 6, so negative 6 minus 2 times 3, because x is 3, all over negative 4. Well, you have to do everything on the top here first. And when you simplify that and then divide by -4, you would get +3. Find the mean of the integers. Well, remember, to find the mean, you have to add these up and divide by how many there are. So in this case, you'll add these numbers up and divide by 5. In number 26, if you add them up correctly, you get -5. Then you divide by 5, and you get -1. So for the number 26, you would get -1. For number 27, you would add up all of these numbers. When you add up all of these numbers for 27, then you divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how you get the mean. When you add them all up and divide by 6, you should get a mean of -48. I'll let you do that one. For number 28, the table shows the weekly profits of a fruit vendor. What is the mean profit for these weeks? Lost money, made some money, lost money. This fruit vendor should either change what he's doing or get a new job, because he's losing money 3 out of 4 weeks. But what you need to do is add these numbers up and divide by 4. When you add them up and divide by 4, you get -48. Same answer for this one. Different problem, though. Just happens to have the same answer. And finally, number 29, you return several shirts to a store. The receipt shows that the amount placed back on your credit card is $30.60. Each shirt is $6.12. How many shirts did you return? Well, -30.60 divided by -6.12 equals 5. So when you do that division, you would have gotten a +5. You returned 5 shirts. Excellent. Well, that's the review for the quiz. Go through it. Do those problems. Don't just listen to me. You should have worked out those problems and then watch this. So your quiz or your test is tomorrow. Have a great night.